Section 37 describes functions for adding labels and styles to things and for arranging things in the display. One function that has come up in previous sections is the framed function, which displays with a frame around its argument. The framed function has several options for controlling things like background and frame style. This input, for example, shows a framed number with a light yellow background and a light gray frame. The labeled function can be used to add labels to things. For example, this adds a label to a framed number. This adds a label to a number where the number is styled with a yellow background. Style can also be specified for the label. For example, this shows the label with orange italic lettering. The labeled function can also be used for labeling things in plots and charts. For example, this draws a pie chart without any labels, and this includes the labeled function to add labels to some of the wedges in that chart. When the labeled function is included right in the data like this, the first argument in labeled is treated as the value to plot, and the second argument is treated as a label. For the purpose of determining the sizes of the wedges in the pie chart, for example, a value enclosed in labeled is treated just like the value by itself. Anything can be used as a label. In this example, 2 of the labels are strings and 2 of the labels are colors. The labeled function can also be used for labeling things in other types of plots. For example, this shows labeled used to label some of the points in a list plot. This gives a plot of labeled prime numbers where each prime number is used both as the value to plot and as a label. Another way of labeling things is with labels called callout labels, which are labels that have little lines pointing from the label to whatever they're referring to. Callout labels can be added using the callout function rather than labeled. For example, here is that same plot of prime numbers but with callout labels. As in the labeled function, the first argument in callout is the value to plot, and the second argument is the label. There are many other ways of adding labels and annotations to graphics. For example, this shows a pie chart with a legend set up using the legended function. The first argument in legended is the data value, which determines the size of the corresponding wedge in the pie chart, and the second argument is the label to include in the legend. As in an earlier example, 2 of the labels here are strings and 2 of the labels are colors. That pie chart uses default choices of colors. Much brighter colors are chosen with web as the value of the plot theme option. Here is a pie chart with the style function used to specify colors for 3 of the wedges. The wedges without style specifications are still shown in the default colors. The style function is another function like labeled and callout and legended that can be included right in the data and where the first argument in the function is used as the value to plot. If the plot is viewed in an interactive document, such as in the Wolfram notebook shown here, it is possible to add labels called tooltip labels that appear when the mouse is moved over the graphic. Many Wolfram Language graphics include tooltip labels automatically. This pie chart, for example, has tooltip labels that appear when the mouse is moved over the pie chart. When the mouse is positioned over a wedge in the pie chart, the automatic tooltip label shows the value associated with that wedge. Another function that includes tooltip labels is listplot. This shows listplot making a plot of prime numbers. When the mouse is positioned over a point in the plot, the default tooltip label shows the coordinates of that point. Custom tooltip labels can be specified using the tooltip function. For example, this shows tooltip used to add custom tooltip labels to a pie chart. If values and labels are given as rules rather than as arguments in a function like legended or callout, then the type of annotation to use is chosen automatically. For example, this shows listplot used with a list in which some of the elements are rules. The left side of each rule is treated as the value to plot, and the right side of each rule is treated as a label. The labels in this example are used to add callout labels. In a pie chart, the handling of rules depends on what is on the right side of the rule. Strings on the right side of a rule are treated as labels, and colors are treated as styles. For example, in this pie chart, the strings 1 and 2 are shown as labels, and blue and red are treated as style specifications for the corresponding wedges. When constructing a display, it is often helpful to arrange things in rows or in columns or in a grid. Things can be arranged in rows, columns, and grids using the functions row, column, and grid. For example, this uses the row function to display things in a row, and this uses the column function to display things in a column. There are also functions graphics row, graphics column, and graphics grid that include additional options and features that are useful for displaying graphics, such as fitting everything in a certain overall size. For example, this uses graphics grid to display an array of random pie charts in a grid. This uses the frame option to add a frame around the grid and around each pie chart. That's the end of the examples for this section. To summarize, here is the programming vocabulary for this section. There are many other features in the Wolfram language for programmatically adding labels and annotations and for controlling layout. In many cases, there are also interactive tools in the user interface for layout and annotation. More information about the functions that came up in this section can be found by going to the Wolfram Language and System Documentation Center and opening function pages for individual functions. For example, searching for labeled gives a link to the function page for the labeled function. From this page, the Related Guides menu displays links to guide pages that have links to related functions. The guide page on chart labeling, legending, and annotation, for example, includes links to labeled and legended and tooltip and many related functions. Similarly, searching for grid, going to the function page for the grid function, and clicking the Related Guides menu also gives links to relevant guide pages, such as this guide page on grids and tables. Here are the exercises from the end of this section. As an example, consider exercise 37.5. Make a pie chart of the GDPs of the countries in the G5, labeling each wedge. The list of countries in the G5 can be found by typing Ctrl= and entering List of G5 countries in plain English. Starting with that list, there are many ways of getting a list of GDP values labeled by country. One method is to construct a pure function that applies labeled to the GDP property for each country and with the country as the label, and then map that pure function over the list of countries. The labeled pie chart can be generated by applying the pie chart function to that result. Alternatively, the list of GDP values can be found by typing Ctrl= and entering GDP of G5 countries. The thread function can then be used to combine the list of GDP values and the list of countries as arguments of the labeled function. The same labeled pie chart can then be created by applying the pie chart function to that result.